Hey guys, it's time for part two of today's Market Watch, and with several things that are still left to cover, let's go ahead and get straight into it. So, for this one, we're going to start with Greed On from set 3. Given its mask announcement from a little while back, it seems that the SP saw a buyout more recently and is now pretty far above its market price at $33 to start off. Sells have been in the 25 range and the last one sold for 20, but ultimately it's been creeping upward month after month and has reached this overall point. If you want the triple R, as we see here, we're still looking at just over $1 essentially, and the market price is technically above the low listing, so it's still affordable to pick up. Set 3, as I've said before, is pretty heavily printed, so it's not too difficult to pick up stuff from it. Mega Grago. Now this card is up in value as compared to when we've pointed it out in the past. The rare is now starting at $4 and the holo version is $6. It is a set 4 cards, so it will be harder to obtain going forward without reprints. But there are a number of listings available, 21 for the rare and 13 for the holo. So unless players really go in and buy at these prices, then this may end up seeing some more listings to bring its price down overall. But the fact that the rare is up in value indicates that players may actually start to go for this a lot more. Although, let's take a look. I mean, it's a spike up in value, and last few sales were actually $10, $8, $7. And we have a number of copies at the $4 to $5 range, so it's really just a matter of how many players get into the low end of it. Because you can play this in Avagarda, you can play this in Welstra, Archite, Eva. It's generic all across, and those 4 decks have good capability to play this card overall. So there are lots of options, and Brandgate is a pretty popular nation, so I would not discount this increase in value. Twin Bullet of Duststorm Travis, also from set 4, is a double R and is starting to run out of quantities. We're looking at 12 listings for its double R, starting at about $4.20. Market price is a little bit higher than that right now. And then the SP has 8 listings starting over $10.30. And with Gandeva incoming for set 10, it's no surprise. Players are starting to pay attention to Gandeva and picking up tech options for this. And to be honest, this is a bit of a budget version for Meteor Flare Dragon, which is gone. It's gone again. The Triple R is gone, the FFR is gone. So if you want Meteor Flare Dragon, you're going to have to shop around. And if you have Meteor Flares you want to get rid of, you've got a good shot at selling them right now. And then you've also got Brachioforce from set 3, where the holo version, it used to be in the $5 range at one point when Overlord was playing it out with Halbei. Even though the build has changed, this card is still a decent tech in there, but it's also a Gandeva tech as it has retire capability as well. It also draws you a card too. So the common is still really cheap, so if you don't have any, might as well pick these up the next time you get a chance. And then for the foil, if you want the foils, this is not a bad price. We're starting at $1.50. Market price is just under $2, and I have said it's gone to 5 before. So if you do want to bling it out, I would just go for it. Then Wayward Therapy Angel is running out of quantities too. This is pretty exclusive to Youthberg right now in terms of good usability, but it is a generic card, so depending on what bosses we get in the future or techs we get in the future, this could be pretty good. For this one though, there are only 2 listings left. The double R has only been selling under $10 so far, but the listings start at $14. And then when you look at the FR, there are more listings available starting at $13, before going to 15. And this one sells pretty solidly for $10 to $15 and has been selling quite a bit through the month so far. So probably better off just going for the FR at this point. If the double R does get a true buyout, then again, you just want the FR instead where you get the chance. Alpin is sold out for its triple rare. This is for Magnolia and is their soul and countercharge engine while also having a lot of power to boot. Last sells were around the $5 rate and market price is just under $5. If you have these, good time to put them up to sell. Otherwise, you're just going to have to shop around for this one. But if you want the FFR, you're probably going to have to shop around here too because there are only 3 listings starting at $95, which is insane. But again, it's a set 7 card, so that's no surprise. Miroslava, also from set 7, is running out of quantities on the triple rare and starting at $12 on that front. This is one of those cards that has some slight undulations where it used to be a $2 to $3 card, climbed to about 10 for a little while and then fell off for a bit. It's back up now and players are taking a look into it. And then you've got the FFR, which has more listings right now, starting at $28. And this one sells for $30, $40, but the $40 sales were back in February. So it hasn't been selling too well on the FFR side. Ultimately, though, as it is a generic, probably best to pick yours up sooner than later, as it is also from set 7. Shout out to that Penguin Dragon for giving me this nugget of information last week, but Seraph Purelight is running out of quantities for its triple R, and on top of that has increased in price. It's $32 baseline now, and last few sells, we've had $30, and a little while earlier, late March, we were looking at $25. So the thing about Purelight is that it's still the boss of Prison, basically. And because it's from set 4 and a pretty popular card in general, it's no surprise that it got back up there in value. It has been falling off for months in terms of market price value, but I suppose that's also with the reveal of Prison in the anime. We talked about that before, and it has just been gradually climbing before seeing this exponential increase from its low $15, $20 point to getting into the 30s now. If you're looking for the SP, we're looking at 8 copies starting at $45, and then if you want the SSR, there are quantities on the market now. There are only 6, but it is a rare card to pull for the SSR, so 6 is not too bad. And it's $316 to start. We've talked about Go Ahead Mikani so many times, but it's now $20 with only 5 listings left. So we're starting to see some additional movement, especially since Chaos got a top at BSF recently. This is also why Cool-Headed Executor Mikani, the grade 3 from set 5, went up too. Basically the same thing that happened to Roroa and its support when Roroa got a top at the BSF. I imagine it'll cool down after a little while, unless Chaos happens to keep getting tops, which is not very likely. But there's also set 11 to consider. I would think that it would still go down before that, unless we start getting Chaos reveals pretty early on. Actia Sticky, which is also from set 5, it's a generic Stoichia card where you retire 2 of your other rearguards to draw and give this unit 5k. It's also a counterblast. Ultimately, I would see you use this with plant tokens or decks that just continuously over-revive. So you essentially get to continue pulling cards from your deck, and then this card itself is $3, a little higher baseline, but it is from set 5, which should be out of stock now. So, yeah, it's not a bad price. I mean, if it being under $5 for an old triple R is not something that's too unusual. Beware of Overeating Eileen has seen a buyout recently, where we only have 2 listings for the double R left, at $20 to start, and the SP is $25 to start with 8 listings. So if you were to go for it, I would say just go for the SP in this case, as the SP will naturally hold more value over time. But it's hard to say. Eileen fell out the last time players tried to buy this one out, but it is Lyrical Set 2, which is also climbing in product value as well. But ultimately, if you do want to go for it, I would just go for the SP, as it's only about a $5 difference. Fortia has seen a bit of a buyout for its SP, where it's now $23 to start with 2 listings, but the Triple R is still widely available at under 50 cents right now. The LSR is still above 100. Did any of them sell? No, not since the beginning of March. That was the high point of about $134. But that was a while ago, so it's not moving too heavily. Herminia is down to one. It's down to 1 listing on the Triple R. Last time we talked about this, it was at 6 listings despite not getting any new support. It is $1, but it has a $5 shipping tag on it, so it's basically $6. We need some more copies of this on the market. It's getting high up there. The SP is also down to 2 listings. Let's see. It's been getting bought for 15, and we're looking at 18 basically for whatever is left on that front. And finally, the LSR has 8 listings starting at 140. Then moving into Festival Collection 2022 to wrap things up, we are looking at Aushina Basagra support. This card only has 3 listings left for its Triple R, and it's starting at $32 with a market price of $20. And the SP is down to 5 listings starting at $90. This card has notoriously been high value since the very beginning of the release of this set, and just gets bought out here and there. And Basagra did get set 9 support, so it's no surprise that it really went high this time. And finally, we have got Obifold, the crit heal trigger for Brankgate. Notably, this one has 2 listings left for its Double R at $5 to start off, and the SP only has 4 listings left starting at $45. I mean, the crit heal triggers have more utility than the stand ones do right now, simply because it's only Overlord and Lutetia that really enable for the stand ones. But if you're playing against Eva, then this is the one that you would want to use instead. Although besides Eva, I'm trying to think if there are any others. I guess with Zorga incoming and Roaming Prison Dragon being a thing, this also has playability against that as well. Although we'll have to see how the masks go before really making a judgment call on that. In the end, the effect heal triggers always have that 10k base, which always makes it a toss-up as to which ones you want to use. It always depends on the meta. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the split of videos. And if you did like the videos, please like and subscribe. And if you have any requests, just let me know and I will see about posting or making other videos of those. I will see you guys later then.